So,
Cool.
dude, have you ever heard of this book? You ever heard of an author, Eric Weinmayer? You ever heard of that?
No, what's the
Okay.
book?
It's called Touch the Top of the World. You ever heard of this book?
I haven't. I've
It's
got some for you too, though.
okay. Well, you need to check this book out. It's Eric Weinmayer is the only blind
Oh
guy.
no, Weinenmeyer. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
Weinmayer.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I'm a rock climber.
Yeah, are you?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, so anyway, I read his book, Touch the Top of the
I haven't
World.
read that book yet.
It inspired the title track for this album,
Okay.
Make Light of the Dark. So, the song talks about like every person has their own hill to climb, and no one starts at the top, and I feel
Wow.
like just reading his story, it really made me think about what the journey of living with blindness really feels like. Because especially you and I, as it's more of a progressive thing, it's like
Yeah.
it's a constant journey through life, and I mean, just to be able to sit across from somebody, because I've met a few people in my life who have RP, but to sit across from somebody who sees the world as close to the way I do as anybody that I know, and then loves music as much as I do. I mean, it's such a pleasure, man.
I agree with that. I think this is going to be insane because, like, it's our disease. It's even weird to say that.
Yeah,
Our condition.
yeah,
It's considered a rare disease, but it's not. It's not that rare.
yeah,
But what makes it super rare for us is that we not only do we both share this passion, but we share complementary skill sets within the passion. So
yeah,
it's not that we're writing songs together. It's not that we're both artists. Is that we can create this shared experience together. Like we can your record, we get to help each other like express the same we're coming from the same place, and
yeah.
I'm so freaking excited
Me
about
too, man. I mean, yeah, it's when I found out that I had RP, I was 15 years old, and I was actually diagnosed at 5. But my parents decided
dude.
not to really relay the information to me until it was kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
And I was walking through the halls of my high school, and there was some girls sitting with their legs out, their backs against the wall, like kind of just scribbling in their notebooks. And I
Yeah.
just tripped over them, and fell. And there had been a lot of things that had led up to that at that point. And so I went home, and my parents finally sat me down and told me about it. And my grandfather has RP too, so
Okay.
he's the first one to get it. But it was about that time that music found me as well, and it really became clear to me that I wanted to pursue music as just my life passion. And I almost felt in that moment that rather than having a disadvantage, that I was actually at a bit of an advantage, because I knew at such a young age the trajectory that I wanted my life to follow.
I can relate super hard on that. My story is a bit different. uh, I should have been diagnosed at 5.
Yeah,
I was, night blind and running into trees and,
right.
hurting myself. And, but my doctor told me that I had normal vision
Yeah.
all the way into my 20s.
Hmm.
But around that same time, like 15, 16, it was like super obvious.
Yeah.
Now looking back, it was all my friends knew, I knew,
Yeah.
but no one, we just kind of went, well, I actually, it was really complicated for me because I was told that I had normal vision.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, if this is what everyone sees like, then I guess I'm just an idiot.
Yeah.
So I had this whole complex, like, my entire formative years were based around the thing of like, I'm well past legally blind,
Yeah.
but I'm being told that this is what everyone sees like. So I
Right.
tried and did do things that everyone else does, and like I was saying earlier, hurt myself very, 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 very badly a
Hmm.
lot of times, and hurt other people too, and on completely on accident. But around that same time, like I knew I wanted to be a musician when I was like 5 or 6 years old.
Yeah.
I was super lucky on that. But like you said, music like found you at 15. Like it really landed for me like between 12 and 15. Like
Yeah.
started playing in bands at 15, and it was like I didn't have the information that you had, but looking back on it still is like, well, yeah, that was oddly advantageous, at least from a therapeutic angle.
Yeah.
Like having something to feel like good about and having something to help manage emotions of, it's not good news. Being told you're going blind is not good news.
Right.
But at the same time, I bet you can relate to me on the word validation.
Yeah.
When your parents sat you down, did you feel?
Well, it's like you just said, it was so many things that came together for you when you finally got your diagnosis. You finally realized that all these pieces that sort of felt like they didn't make a lot of sense, like the puzzle was put together for you, and that was the same
Absolutely.
thing for me. I mean, I used to be a wide receiver on a football team, believe it or
I
not.
played baseball.
Yeah, and so I was horrible, and I never knew why I was so bad. And then finally, all of a sudden, it all made sense. And then the thing that I think you and I share such a bond on is that once that happens for you, especially in a formative year, I think you said you found out when you were about 25.
21.
21, yeah, and I'm
somewhere in there.
15. It's really, if you look at the grand scope of life, they're pretty similar. You start to form an identity around your diagnosis, not necessarily I'm someone who is disabled, but it's just that I now have this condition, this challenge that in a way is going to define the rest of how I choose to spend my life. And I read something that really stuck with me. It's, your condition doesn't define you, you define it.
Ooh.
And I feel like you and I are really connected in our ability to define what RP is for us and how it's shaped our lives.
That's it. In some ways, it's more beautiful. Like the way I describe some of this stuff is like I'm a like I said before, I've been a pretty serious rock climber for a long time, and I hurt myself a while back, so I'm not currently climbing, though about to get back into it. But like I've always been a pretty big outdoorsman. I was a very serious Boy Scout in a really cool Boy Scout troop. We were not helping old ladies across the street. We were doing like really, 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 really adventurous stuff, like multi-week long backpacking trips. And that was in my teenage years up until 18. And a lot of those experiences, like I said, I was severely visually impaired, being told that I wasn't.
Yeah.
And so while all that stuff was very adventurous, it was also incredibly dangerous now that I know what I was dealing with.
Yeah.
But I learned how to do all these, things and have all these adventures. And what I now, I still love doing all that stuff. But the reason I said that RP can make life a little extra beautiful is like, I don't know, excuse me, I don't know what your experience is, but it's getting pretty difficult at this point. But for the longest time now, if I go stand at the top of a mountain and look out, I may not see it as clearly as someone else does.
Right.
But it's more beautiful to me because I know that next time I stand on top of that mountain, it's not going to look like that.
Yeah.
And so it makes it mean more now.
I felt that exact same thing.
I love this. Is so cool.
Every time. Yeah. So I go to the same place in Jamaica once a year. And
cool.
it's a sort of a religious trip for me almost. I go and I spend time riding, and it's always the same view. And I've had that exact same experience.
And it changes, right?
And it does change. And
yeah.
And it's the same thing with looking at my family members and my friends. And I think I've heard other blind people talk about it. That's the hardest part, is like when you can't see your loved one as well as you used to be able to, and stuff like that. But man, this is what this album is about, is recognizing the darkness, but also recognizing that people like you and I and anyone, whatever the darkness is to them, that you have the choice to make light of it. You have the choice to take it and look at it from a positive angle. And like you just said so eloquently, there's beautiful parts of living with a condition like RP. And that is absolutely what I want to convey with you in this record.
Oh man, I love it. But yeah, like certain things in life just can be distractions, and there's certain beauty in not being able to see things. Like one big one for me is like, there's a lot of people that I've met, like say it's in music venues where it's dark or something, and a few people in particular, it's like after years of knowing them, it like dawned on me that I've not seen their face before.
Yeah.
But to me, I recognize them by their smell.
Yeah.
Or their hug or their handshake or their voice
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it is. But like, because of the situation that you and I are in, we have the privilege of knowing what it's like to be sighted and what it's like to be blind.
Yes.
And so we get to have both experiences, and very few people get to experience that. I'm not saying going blind is certainly not exactly a fun time,
Right.
but
right.
there's a lot of really beautiful stuff about it in like experience, like world experience.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really interesting stuff to take in that you like notice and you never thought you'd ever have to think about.
Right.
Patrick Larney's here.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say, man, we're going to take that beauty, and you and I, with our shared experience, we're going to make light of the dark. We're going to make a wonderful record together, and I really appreciate you. I'm holding my hand out to shake your hand. I really appreciate you doing this with me, man. It's going to be awesome. So
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What guitar tuner do you use?
On my phone?
I was just thinking about it earlier. Are you able to still visually tune your guitar?
Yeah. So I use Clear Tune on my phone, and I zoom in to where I can see it's like a dial tuner, you know. And so I zoom in to where I can see the dial, and then also on my pedal board, the Boss 8010, it has a nice 3 different lights, and they're all nice and bright, and the middle one is the correct one. So, but I've gotten pretty good at tuning by ear. And actually, I was telling you about my grandfather. His career has been a piano tuner. And so he tunes by ear. He used tuning forks for years to tune pianos.
That's awesome.
So I feel like I have a little bit of that genetic disposition of being able to tune by ear as well. So
I probably like 80% tune by ear.
Yeah.
But I'll show you a trick real fast.
All right.
I use have you ever used like a strobe tuner?
I don't know.
Oh man, can you see this? Can you see I use it via movement.
Oh wow, that would freak me out.
Well, here, was there a guitar handy? There's only about 1,000. There's one right there. Here, oh shoot, sorry.
No, it's all right. Don't worry.
Yeah, so here, check it out. When it's sharp, it goes up, and when it's flat, let's see. We'll go back up. We'll go back up to E. See, it's flat. It's going down. When it's sharp, it goes up.
Okay.
So for me, the far right one is the one I look at. When it gets really close, it stops moving.
I could definitely never look at this when I was stoned. There's no way.
With that, I have one of these on my pedal board too.
Yeah.
It's super handy because you don't actually have to you just look for movement.
Yeah.
And for me, movement is much easier to see.
That's awesome.